Alright, I am tooting my own horn here. I'm just quite proud of this thing that I have done. I have a cafe press shop called Renderings, where I have all my own original art that I've done over the years since I was, oh my god, I've always saved my sketchbooks, and I think some of these drawings go back to about age 16. And each one has a story. So I finally put together a calendar through Cafe Press, and I think I'm going to be sending them out to a few YouTubers. I do have to buy them myself. I get a discount, but I do have to buy them myself. Money has gotten to be tight until I can hopefully get working at the frame shop. Anyway, but if you like it, you can always go to cafepress.com/renderings, and I will put the link in, and you can buy one for yourself, and that would help feed this starving artist. So anyway, so let me plug my calendar, because I'm really pretty proud. I've been meaning to do this, but I never thought I had enough images or anything, or the right images. And this went out, this was the present I sent to my parents. I thought they would, well, my mom is, there's a lot of artists in my family. My mother, her first cousin, my dad actually went to RISD, Rhode Island School of Design. Mom went to Parsons School of Design. My paternal grandmother has beautiful oil paintings. I have a couple of them, and I have a sketch my dad did. So, and let's see who else has some artistic talent. So my mom, my dad, cousin P, and Granny. So it's on both sides of the family. So I mean, I'm doomed. So here's my little snowman. This was my Christmas card this year. I just drew this on the computer. So that's my January. This one, I went to art school, and this actually was kind of a doodle. I call it Socksy Lady. And it's just this lady who's kind of smiling at you, and her hair is socks. Why does she have socks for hair? I have no idea. She just does. So that's called. So I decided to call her Socksy, S-O-X-Y, Lady. That's February. This was actually a little flower bud I did a couple years back, and then I took it into the computer and played around with a kaleidoscope effect. I have Paint Shop Pro 10, and it turned into this. I'm like, oh wow! For a long time I just called it Blue Kaleidoscope Blossom, but to me it looks, now looking at it, it looks like a snowflake that is morphing into a flower. So I would say that that signifies spring. So I need to retitle it something like Emergence of Spring, or Advanced Spring Has Springing Spring, or I don't want to call it Winter Recession. But anyway, if you look at it, it looks kind of like part of it, it's a snowflake that's turning into a flower. At least that's what I think. So that's March. This one of my favorite things to draw is birds. I like to draw birds, plants, and fish. Those are my favorites. So here's one of my wacky birds. And I just call this one Rainbow Bird for obvious reasons. And he's just kind of fun. I love making those kind of swirly, curlicue motions. And I did that in 1990. This is my cover Oh, this has an interesting story. In about 1982, I was living in Florida. I was going to Santa Fe Community College, and I took a class in printmaking. So this was originally, and I have it, it's a metal plate with this image etched into it. What you do is you take a zinc plate and you put this stuff called asphaltum on it, and then you transfer your design onto it, and you just take out, well, no, you don't take out, you kind of block out with this, what do they call that? It's red stuff. You're sort of working backwards. So you paint the red stuff on what you want to come out as white, and then you put it, and that saves anything you want to be white, and then you put your plate in acid. So anything that's not painted red with the red stuff is going to be etched, which will be your black. So I have the plate still. I tried to scan it into the computer, and I thought maybe I could play with it, but it was just a big mess. I think for one thing the plate was too big for my scanner bed, and so the light was all screwed up. So I did have a kind of crumbling print off of it that I made back when I done, back for the art class. It was like an artist proof to see where my mistakes were, what I still needed to fix and stuff like that. But it's a collage, it's a meadow, it's Pegasus and flying through a meadow. But you see, Pegasus has a horn. Well, I changed that. I added the horn a couple of years later in the computer. So I scanned in the print, and then I added a few things, and I added the color, I added the horn. And there's an interesting reason for why I added the horn. A winged horse with a horn is called a ceraptor. C-E-R-A-P-T-O-R. It's not a winged unicorn. Unicorns do not look like horses. And Pegasus was a specific name for a winged horse. There's not a breed called Pegasus. There was only one Pegasus. Pegasus was a winged horse. So this is a winged horse with a horn. Actually, the horn itself is called an alicorn, and this is all, I looked all this stuff up. So a winged horse with an alicorn is called a ceraptor. It is not called an alicorn. It is not called a winged unicorn. Okay, it's a ceraptor, which I think is Greek. Why do I have a ceraptor? It has a lot of meaning to me because I had a dream about a ceraptor. I was outside looking up at the night sky, and it was a very vivid dream. I heard sort of a very soft flapping sound above me, very close to me. And I looked up, and almost directly above me, there he was, the ceraptor, just there, like looking down at me. And the horn was gold, and his hooves were gold, and I think the tips of his wings were gold. So pretty much what you see here, but looking at him up from underneath. So the horn, I could see the tip of the horn. It was just absolutely glowing, and it was just the most vivid dream. And as I started to realize what I was seeing, I woke up.